The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors, Amazon.com, NTpublic.com. Listeners, beware. Coming straight from the Mouths of Madness, I am one of the hosts, Lowdown. With me, as always, is...
F.U. Hunter. What's up, you Santa slave bitches?
Santa sleigh bitches.
Yeah.
This isn't on Santa sleigh, guys. Don't get confused.
No, Santa slaves.
Slaves.
Yeah, slaves, yeah.
The pronunciation.
Having to do the bidding of,
pronunciation,
yeah.
sir.
Oh, sorry. Slaves.
There you go. You got to slow down for me, okay?
Slaves. This is, by the way, there's a weird, awkward thing, me saying this to you over and over again. You saying slaves.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But we're just going to go past that. That was weird. Holiday surprise.
Woo. So, yeah, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever it is you celebrate, because we celebrate Christmas, so that is going to be tomorrow, and it's my second favorite holiday. I fucking love Christmas.
Yeah.
Not as much as Halloween. I love Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, Halloween, down a little bit. Christmas.
There you go. So, what other way to celebrate? As you've known this month, we've had some thematic things. We're on the chopping block tonight is 2010's film Rare Exports.
Oh, yeah.
Swedish horror. Okay, it's labeled as a Swedish horror film, but as we were talking about before, and it's a funny movie. It's like a horror comedy.
It's got some comedy. Yeah.
It's not, I wouldn't say it's a straight horror comedy like Evil Dead 2 or Tucker and Dale or Army of Darkness.
Or Anna.
It's definitely a horror with comedy elements, which is nice because part of the comedy elements is the fact it's a Swedish movie and some of the translation is pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they said that. So,
yeah.
I don't know who was translating this film, but, yeah. Which, again, people, we can't understand why people don't like subtitles or willingly choose to watch a dubbed version of a film. It's because it's like, it just takes so much away from it.
It's really easy. Just read. You can read.
But it's like, because you hear their inflection of how they're saying it, but then you read and you're like, oh, that shit alone can be funny.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, yeah, this is a Swedish horror film directed by Hjalmari Helander. I believe I'm pronouncing that right.
You did it. Look at that.
All right. I think so. I think I did. If I didn't, I'm sorry. And, it takes place, I cannot pronounce, I saw it and I was going to put down a note. I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. It takes place in the mountains somewhere in Sweden.
Yep.
That's
near Russia.
What I believe. Near Russia, yes.
Near Russia.
They talk about traveling to Russia for trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, there's that whole fence.
Yeah. Big giant fence.
Well, I'm just saying, past that fence is,
Yeah. And also Russia's really big, so it's like, Sweden, the entrance from Sweden is, you can enter Russia from Sweden, right? So is this Sweden or Norway? We need a fucking map, folks.
Yeah,
We're idiots. I never took a geography class. I feel like
this isn't from the maps of madness.
From the maps of madness. I feel like Sweden, Norway, and Denmark are all on the cusp.
They're like right near there. Yeah.
So, it's about it starts off with an archaeological dig. It seems like, but apparently they just want to blow shit up to get to a.
Well, they're like dig down and they pull up and it's like, hey, sawdust.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Okay. Sawdust. Woo.
But the guy that hired them is like very excited and then like, okay, we got the sawdust. All right, now I got some rules.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking weird.
He was like, gave this huge speech. He's like, now you are standing on a grave, a tomb. And that dude was such a twerp.
Yeah.
I love that towards the end, their reaction to him was like, look at this midget.
Yeah. But he comes out with some specific rules all the workers have to follow, which is no cussing, no, what was it? It was just like, no cussing, no.
I don't.
All a bunch of.
They didn't even understand him though.
Don't act naughty. Well, yeah, but he had the basic sign. Remember? Like,
yeah. We had the guy that was like, because at one point he was giving his speech and he took his hat off, and then the interpreter had to like say, "Take your hat off." Like, I mean, these people just literally did. Just what do I blow up? What do I dig? And we're good.
But he's very specific.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be done in 24 days.
Oh yeah, he says it became a mountain over hundreds of years, and you have 4 days to blow it up.
Yeah, and the date at the beginning was December 1st. So 24 days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So basically, then you introduce to two friends, an older kid and a younger kid. The younger kids, we never found out what happened to the mom.
No, but they're were they like spying on the whole thing? So
they were spying on the.
And so what they hear is Santa's grave.
Yeah, and blowing up the mountain.
Yeah, it's blowing up the mountain and Santa's grave. Some wild shit to hear as a kid.
Yeah, Santa's grave. Is Santa dead? Like the youngest one's like befuddled because he still believes in Santa, where the older kid's like, what the fuck are you, an idiot? Like,
yeah,
it's like
I think they would call it fairy tale. They're like, yeah,
yes. So he runs and tells his dad. Dad doesn't give a shit. The dad is a reindeer wrangler with him and two of his buddies.
A lot of good meat.
I mean, deer meat is delicious.
I know, but he's like, this is what covers, this what pays the bills. All right,
hey man,
all those dead reindeer. God damn.
So what they end up uncovering, initially they first hit apparently some of Santa's slaves.
Yeah,
remember, because Santa was the big prize, or what you think is Santa. See, so this movie has like a blend of Santa and Krampus.
Yeah,
because they talk about it as Santa. By the end, it's clearly Krampus in my mind.
Right.
So I don't know.
But that's also been kind of the back and forth with the different movies with Krampus, is that like he is the fucked up version of Santa.
Yeah.
Like there is no good Santa.
Yeah.
Like as I believe they bring in this movie, that's the what Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola version of Santa.
Yes. They do bring that up. Yeah, because there's one point where the kid, when they talk about Santa's grave and the older kid gives him shit, he goes back and starts reading a bunch of stuff. This is basically during like the title, I feel like the title credits and like all this stuff, and he's reading things about the history of Santa,
which is that cool, like fucked up, like medieval drawings.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's so dark.
Yeah, I know. We're the same way. But we look at that, you're like
dumping a kid in boiling water in one picture, and like he's wearing like a skull mask in another. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's about to rip kids' arms off.
Yeah,
and the photo, like, or the drawing, and you're just like, this Santa's pretty fucked up, man.
Damn, hardcore motherfucker.
But I like how the dad sets up like a pit, like. He's just, making spikes and stuff. Because
they find all their deer were slaughtered and eaten down to the bone. Basically, just the hides were left, and it was like $85,000 worth of deer, which is basically their money to live off of and to pay back for the investment of getting the, because they have to buy them young, and then they obviously at a lower rate, and then they raise them and herd them, and so like him and his two buddies / business partners lost all that money. And
which is a really cool scene because they go and it's the big day, the big herd day.
Yeah.
And they're waiting and like two reindeer run and they're like,
what the fuck?
And they're like, look at those fucking runts. Like, where is our money stock? And they realize, fuck this. There's a fence that goes into the going over the border, as they put it. They go, he's like, fuck it. Shotgun blast the gate. And they go there and they keep going and they find what they were waiting for, which is what did he do a count of like?
It's 100. Was it like 100 and some like dead?
Let's say like
carcasses?
170
Something
dead.
like
but you just see the shot of like a shitload of dead reindeer.
And the youngest kid again, his name is Pietari, I believe, is the name, or mullet kid.
Can we just call him Peter?
Peter. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll just call him Peter. Right?
Peter.
Right.
He lifts up the tail of one of the carcasses and sees a bare footprint.
Yeah.
And in the books, it talked about Santa. That's how you knew, because he never wore boots.
Yeah.
Like our current Coca-Cola Santa.
You mean like Coca-Cola Santa?
Yeah. So they're pissed, and then they set a trap. They hung up some meat off their backhoe.
Well, yeah, he takes a boar head.
Yeah.
And he's just hanging, which is kind of crazy. Like, just don't worry, because the dad is a butcher.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's like, I got a spare boar head. I'll just hang over there. And like they make it like straight up like Rambo style, like fucking spikes in the ground,
like tall spikes.
Yeah, tall spikes and then cover it over. So it's like anybody walks there are gonna get fucking stabbed to shit. And I think the other thing is like they were blaming wolves.
Yeah, they were blaming, because they said like one of the friends said, what kind of wolf would do this?
Yeah.
Because it was, like I said, all you were left with was basically a hide.
Well, and the funny thing is they point out that there's a hole in the fence blocking it, and they're like, that's how these wolves, that must be how they're getting out. Not knowing, his kid's the one that caused the hole in the fence to get over.
That never came out to the light of day.
Yeah.
We'll keep that quiet.
Yeah.
So on Christmas Day, he goes out to pee, the kid, and he sees that the boarhead's gone, and then the father comes out. And by the way, this, I swear we see this all the time, we're typical boys, but he just does not listen to his dad, because his dad's like, stay back, and he keeps just walking behind him.
We should throw out there, though, is before what they do discover in there, one of the nights leading up to Christmas, Peter hears somebody on the roof, and
that's right.
and he gets really freaked out. So from that night on, he battle gears himself and doesn't fucking sleep.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's just like...
Except for that night. But because the thing, he got caught in the trap, it didn't fuck with him.
Yeah.
Remember, because he like fell asleep sitting up looking out the window.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah.
But you see when he wakes up in the morning, when he looks in the morning, you can see footsteps going right up to his window.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking cool.
Oh, it's fucking creepy.
With the one thing we also is after they discover the reindeer, remember they're like, all right, we're going to go bitch out like those guys that are trying to blow up the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So they go up to the site where these guys are, and there's this giant fucking, like they've been digging and digging, but there's like nobody there.
Nope.
Like it's like abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a really cool scene because it's quiet as shit and like.
It's just a big empty crater.
Yeah,
basically.
big empty crater, and there's like nobody fucking there. And I thought that was really cool. And they walk through the different warehouses. Nobody's fucking there.
Nope. And basically, what got the boarhead was back to this part of the film. Like, yeah, it was what you think is Santa.
Yeah.
Because when they capture him, they take him back to his giant butcher. He's got like a giant garage.
Yeah.
That's set up with a butcher shop. It's got like, ramp. It slants down to catch all the blood when he rinses stuff off.
Got the hanging hooks.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like
he is set up.
Leatherface would get a boner walking in here.
Well, yeah,
okay?
like he got reindeer season, so you can just hang him up and cut him down.
Hey, and I mean it's fucking cold, so you don't got to worry about any kind of refrigeration.
Exactly.
Or a heater for that matter. So yeah, basically they're like trying to figure out what the fuck, how this dude's still alive, and then Peter walks up to the window, and the thing starts to move. So mind you, this thing looks like a emaciated Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And then it starts sniffing, because of Peter.
Because they thought he was dead.
Yeah.
And then they're like, whoa, wait.
He's breathing.
He's breathing. Not only he's breathing, he's sniffing.
Oh, because they wanted to get disposed of the body, and they were going to start hacking them up.
Yep.
That's right. Like deer. They looked at one of their saws, and they were like, oh, yeah, we'll do that. And then like, this dude's breathing. Oh, maybe we should, yeah.
Now, this is one of the cooler scenes is that Peter goes back into the pit and notices that there is the sack.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter pulls the sack out and goes in there, and there's the creepiest fucking like carved wooden like.
Which, by the way, when the fuck did they get time to make that?
Because of free time. They're
what?
Dude, they're elves. They're fast workers, all right?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. All right,
but let's just say like almost the size of Peter, wooden, except for the eyes and the face that look hollow as shit. But this carved like almost giant doll that you could like. I don't know, put in a bed to give the impression that the child was still asleep.
They find later on when Peter's friend hasn't come out that day, and the father doesn't know what happened to him because he's been too busy dealing with the fact that all his stock of potatoes that he sells to Russia, goes across the border to sell to Russia. They didn't steal the potatoes; they sold the sacks the potatoes were in.
Yeah,
so they open up the garage, and there's just a fuckload of potatoes,
which
with
is
no
I think,
sack.
and I could be wrong, but they bring the town sheriff to come look at it.
Yes,
and this is where the subtitle's a little off because it pretty much is almost like he says, "What in tarnation?" But you're like,
"No,
I don't think they say that." It's something to that effect.
Yeah.
Where like I think the
it was
subtitle
something ridiculous that you just laugh at because there's like no way in hell he said that.
That was an amazing scene because it just pans and you just see like a fuck
Dude, the
ton
whole
of
length
potatoes.
of the fucking shed.
Yeah, it's just piled up with potatoes.
This is a shed that's already got 2 vehicles in it, and the potatoes were sacked up in between the vehicles. I guess that was the transport vehicles, or whatever. So now you just have this giant length of shed that is just full of potatoes. I was like, this is. Okay.
But while that's going on, that's when Peter goes to check on his friend.
And he finds a doll.
And he finds the doll. And he comes out and tells the dad, like, he's missing. Your son's missing. And he's like, he's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. But like, this is like, it's a movie that's a movie that came out in 2010, but all the parents are stuck in 83.
Yeah.
Because, like.
They're just like, he's just pranking, yeah. And in fact, the sheriff's like, when I used to go, sneak out to see girls, I would take my pillows. Somebody's like, no, dude, are you not looking at what I'm holding? This is a fully carved, like, this just took some, and it looks evil as shit.
Yeah, it's like, your son did not make this.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, chill the fuck out.
And then we learn that the parents in this town,
they're just shitty parents.
Nobody fucking, because Peter goes back and he's like, I wonder if this is happening to all the other kids.
Yeah.
And you see them just calling, going, hey, is, so-and-so there? And the parents are like, nah, they're probably out somewhere. He calls someone else. Hey, can you check to see if your kid's at home? They're like, nah, they're probably at so-and-so's house. Like, and he's just, this list of all the kids in town, he's just marking
That's what I'm
one
saying.
in after
80s
another.
parenting, except
Just give two
they didn't
shits.
have like maniacal killer like elves
Yeah.
fucking run around stealing kids.
But now the sheriff, and they're like, no, obviously they didn't care. The sheriff's whole job right now is searching for missing sacks and missing radiators because throughout
and
the
a
night,
hairdryer. And a hairdryer.
and a hairdryer,
Very
yeah.
expensive hairdryer.
but
yes.
through the night, everybody's like radiators were ripped out of the house.
Yep.
Like the entire town.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, it's gonna be a cold Christmas night. Like,
what the fuck, dude?
that's excellent police work there.
It's like a one-man police force.
I understand.
It's fucking
But
terrible.
his is, yeah, you're probably not gonna fucking find those. Like,
Yeah.
dude, literally, someone stole every radiator out of everybody's
How
house.
did someone get into someone's house and steal the radiator without somebody waking the fuck up?
And the sheriff's like, well, yep.
That's what I'm saying. It's a fucking radiator.
I don't think we're gonna solve
I've
this
installed
case.
those. It's not a quiet job.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Meanwhile, so they're doing all this shit. And meanwhile, one of the friends, the other guy, is back there. He was left to watch old Santa, as they believe.
We'll just call him Odie Old.
Odio.
Yeah.
And he was watching them, and he was okay. Apparently, the only thing they eat in this fucking film is goddamn gingerbread cookies.
Yeah.
The only thing they ever eat in this movie is gingerbread
Sticking
cookies.
with the Christmas theme.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Anyway, so he's eating gingerbread cookies. He gets a little closer to the thing. He's looking at the old man. He just like, and apparently, the guy stinks. He's disgusting. He's been buried for hundreds of years.
He's whispering something, like he's saying something muffled.
No, but the reason he walks over there is he like just wants to see him again.
Yeah.
Because there was no reason for him to walk over there. There was no noise or anything like that. He like walked over, lifted the tarp, nothing, smelled bad, made a face, started eating, and all of a sudden the Santa started sniffing.
Yeah.
I guess gingerbread reminded him of kids or whatever.
Kids do smell like, I don't know.
I don't know, right? I don't know. What does it smell like? Fried child skin? Gingerbread?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Anyway, he leans in to hear what he's saying, and he bites his fucking ear. So by the time they get back to the fucking meat slicing place, whatever you want to call it, the murder barn, we'll call it the murder barn.
Okay.
He's like outside, like fucking side of his head just bleeding. He's like, that fucker's crazy. He's got like the front door blocked and shit. He's like, they run in there. And the dude's just crouching in the corner until Peter walks in. And Peter walks in, he starts, and his eyes, you get the eye thing, which I love that effect.
Yeah, that effect, yeah.
That like mirror,
It's
but
like
also blinding.
It's like almost like a glimmer. He looks, he's just like, glimmer, like, oh, shit.
Oh, kitties.
Oh, that's what I need.
So eventually they end up fucking chaining him and hanging him up by a hook. So,
and then one thing we forgot is that they, at this point, they still have no clue who this guy is, except he has a wallet that was sort of on him, as in it was just kind of stuck to his skin. And that's where they thought that he was an American, because they look at the ID in there and it's one of the crew that was working on the mountain.
yeah, because
and they go, so this guy was a fucking American, but he's, no. They just accidentally got the guy's wallet on him when he murdered somebody, and that's
well, that was the guy that made the phone call to the midget fucker that's running the whole thing. Where he's like, they were like, because they called him at one point, and the guy's like, the midget dude's like, hey, are we on schedule? Do you have the package? And they're like, what? No, you don't understand. Levin's like, no, just follow the safety protocols. He's like, fuck your safety protocols. This thing's got a pulse.
Yeah.
And then all you see hard hats flying.
Yep.
And then he's the last one standing, but he's the guy that was that's his wallet. So like, okay, well, clearly he's dead.
So, but then we get to where the walkie that he had on him is with Oldie with the wallet, and then he's calling up, Midget's calling up, go, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, go on, haven't heard from you. Getting close to the date.
They're like, hey, we haven't, and we want to, so they set up this ransom bullshit.
And that's the thing is the dad and his friends are like, this fucking guy's the reason all of our reindeer are dead. We're out of all this fucking money.
Not
so
fucking wrong, though.
You want this fucking Santa thing? You're gonna fucking pay up. Like they're like, we got your Santa right here, motherfucker.
Dress him as Santa,
yeah,
put him in a cage,
Yep.
and strap him to the back of the pickup truck,
which is so awesome,
hilarious. So then they show the scene of them driving down these fucking Swedish mountain roads with a Santa strapped to the bed of the truck,
like on display almost. Like, come look at Santa in a cage.
It's fucking hilarious. And then like, it's only a one cab truck, so Peter's in the middle, and like he looks back, and he just like the fucking like Santa just looks at him, and then the eyes started glistening, like, God, you creepy motherfucker,
yeah.
dude. Ugh. So like there's not a lot of there's like horror elements in this part of the film leading up to it, but the real horror really kind of happens now. So they meet up at the hangar or the where the crew was working at. Midget dude shows up.
Yeah, it comes in a helicopter, lands, pretty much comes out.
They drop old Santa down from the cage to him so he could see him, and then you find out that this is one of Santa's helpers.
Yeah, the guy's like, that's not fucking Santa. No. I'm talking about like this. Yeah, this is just one of his helpers. This isn't anything.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. This is Santa. He fucking
no, it's not. No, it's not.
And then he's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He's like, please
be quiet.
Put your guns down. Use proper language.
Yes.
And
do everything as I say exactly.
And then the next thing you know is you see the helicopter pilot's helmet roll across the floor as
you're getting dragged away.
Yeah, and getting
and
dragged
then you
away.
Start looking around.
This was probably one of my favorite scenes in this. Is then off in the distance, fucking crazy old naked dude, and then you hear something else off in the distance. Another crazy old looking old dude. Naked dude.
They're all naked. They're all fucking naked.
They're all naked. And the midget dude's like, oh fuck. And next thing you know, fucking pickaxe in the fucking
back
head.
of the fucking head, dude.
Yep.
It was awesome.
And dead. And now they're like, oh shit. So they run into the biggest warehouse that's closest to them.
That, I might add, has the number 24 on it.
Yep.
Because this is actually Christmas Day.
It looks like almost like a plane.
It's a hangar.
Yeah, hangar.
Yeah.
And they run in there and they shut the doors because they're these fucking naked old dudes.
The first thing I had to notice was that it was unbearably hot in there.
Yeah. But they walk in,
turn around,
all those fucking radiators,
the ovens,
everything's plugged in.
They found the hairdryer before Midget showed up.
Yep.
Remember what's the face is like, this is my wife's hairdryer. And you're like, wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah, it is weird that he sniffs it and then says, oh, this is my wife's. Like,
he knows his wife smells like. I'm sure.
I guess. How close does she hold that hairdryer? This smells just like my wife.
I don't know.
Maybe she smells like gingerbread. There you go. Yeah. But they get in there, and everything that was stolen from the town is in this hangar,
including the children.
Yep. You got radiators, fucking ovens, and this giant fucking
ball of ice, two horns sticking out.
Two fucking Krampus horns.
Dude,
straight up,
massive. This fucking thing literally is almost hitting the top of this fucking airplane hangar. It's giant.
Oh, and then you see all the sacks. This time, not with potatoes,
the kids,
but children.
All the children. Yeah.
Hey, case solved. Look at that. Better than the sheriff.
See, you should be paying us, fucker.
Yeah,
paying us.
They fucking find it, so they're trying to just blockade. They realize they kind of put two and two together. Oh shit, these fuckers are trying to melt this guy, and
this is their master. They're trying to protect him.
Do not want this motherfucker to get out of ice, because the whole story that Peter says is that every year this fucking Santa would fuck people up, kidnap all the kids, and they tricked him, got him to in this pond, got frozen, and then they buried him, and that's how they created this one mountain. Is that the townspeople buried Santa in the ice and then put rocks and everything so that he would stay there forever.
Yeah, and
so
they of course
these
uncovered
assholes digged him out.
Yeah, you have a giant ball of killer Santa
that's melting away. You can see the ice is cracking.
It rumbles a couple times, and there's this awesome pulse sound. It's really like it shakes. Like if you have a surround sound, it'll like shake your floor.
Yeah.
But that's like saying, "Oh, this motherfucker's alive." Dude.
And that's
he's
the
like,
thing,
and he's
is
angry.
That you do not want this
angry.
motherfucker to. You don't want this ice to break. I mean, yeah.
So Peter actually had a great idea. So you got all these fucking killer elves outside trying to protect their master, but they also their main job is to get the kids for their master's Krampus
appetite. Bones and all.
He's going to be hungry.
We stress that, by the way. Is that he
bones
tells,
and all.
The bones and all. He doesn't just take, just eat a little bit of the flesh.
No.
Bones and all. He loves the whole part of the kid.
Yeah, marrow's good for you, man. It's healthy. Anyway, so the Peter's like, wait a minute. As long as the kids are here, they will be here. That's their main job, is to take care of and provide food for their master. So they... It's fucked up. They take all the kids.
By the way, can we just say the kid that played Peter... This is the part where he fucking shines.
Oh, yeah.
Because all the adults are like, whoa, barricade the door. Oh, this giant fucking Krampus Santa. What do we do? The kid is like trying to get their chance. Hey, and nobody's paying attention. Kid grabs a fucking shotgun. Bam. All right, motherfuckers. Listen to me. Get the helicopter. Get it over there, because he notices the roof is exposed. Let's hook up. Throw all the kids in the sack. And they're like, well, can we take the kids out? No.
Yeah.
Keep the kids in the fucking sack. We're going to just net them up. I'm going to jump on there, and we're gonna fucking go up and get these fucking old man elf motherfuckers.
Lead them
away.
There you go.
But I just love that scene because these shotgun blasts, like, motherfuckers, listen, I know what the plan is.
And so they do that, and they're really kind of just showing you that how it's working. You see just a bunch of naked ass old men running through.
God, it's got to be like, I don't know. It looked like
it's cold, dude.
100 plus, but they're hurting. It was a pretty cool scene.
Yeah,
you just see them over the hills,
over and just like
over the hills, and they're just like oh, get the kids.
Yeah.
Like it's like
I will say though, there's a lot of old man dick I didn't want to see. I'm just being real, dude. I was not.
That's a horror movie part of it,
dude. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, dude, saggy balls. Fuck, I feel like I'm at the gym locker room. Anyway. Yeah, it is terrible.
But they come with a plan that earlier in the movie they showed if the reindeer had shown up, they made this giant fenced-in area with electric fence, so they lead them to that part.
And that was Peter's idea on the fly there too. He's like, because they were just going to lead him away, and then Peter's like, "Hey, treat them like reindeer." And then we got, what did you say, Old Manny Man? Is that what you call him?
Yeah, Oldie Olsen.
Oldie Olsen. Yeah. He was like, "Oh yeah," like the adults are fucking morons.
Yeah.
So anyway. He switches around. He flies back the other way and gets him over there. And Peter actually has to come on the ground. And he opened the gate because the gate was closed. Turned the power on, and they were starting to run in. Meanwhile, it flashes back, and the other two adults were left with drilling into the ice, which could have shattered at any moment because it's been hot as fuck.
Oh yeah,
and
they're scared.
Installing all this dynamite.
Plus, this thing again, if the ice breaks, this thing will fucking murder the shit out of them in a hot second.
Exactly. So they're like, all this dynamite that was left from the crew, they're just plotting in the entire ball of ice.
Yeah.
Right. And they of course, what you can do with dynamite, you tie it to one big fuse. But first, the friend
was awesome.
to cut the fucking horns off.
He's like, we need a fucking trophy.
Yeah.
Like again, you guys only have minutes to ice with these. Like, so you see ladder up. Fucking saw, and I'm like, that was
pretty
cool.
rad though.
And both of them drag the horn out. I also love where they did the little joke to like, and now we're gonna know how Santa's everywhere at once. Like right before they're about to blow him up. Like, a little.
That makes sense though.
It's a good joke.
It's a good joke. So then the final scene on that part, you see the fucking Peter's dad in the bed with the two giant horns strapped to the side of the truck, fucking rolling, and he just taps on the window, and then he just hits the button, and fucking there's just giant explosion, which. All their budget went to the end of this film, but it was worth it. This is one of those like movies where
that was a very impressive. In case you're like, was that enough to kill this thing?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
they saw it
because that's like miles away where they had herded
the mountains,
where they had herded the fucking old man elves. You could see the explosion. That tells you that's a big fucking explosion.
So Krampus dead, awesome, and basically to wrap this film up.
Well, instantly, as soon as he's dead,
the elves stopped.
All the old man elves,
the elves got into
drop their weapons, and all of a sudden, like almost
they don't know what to do.
Like the trance is over. Like they're like, oh man, I'm
old like they were
now.
tranced to the pulse or something. But yeah, so now they just broken into they just ran through the gate towards Peter because he's still a child. They're like, we're going to get him, and then they just stop right before they reach Peter. Right, so then he gets them kind of all in there, and they're all just staying in there. The gate's wide open. They're just staying in there. And they have this great idea that what to do with these elves that look like Santa. So to make up for the fact they lost their reindeer, and they were like, they can charge $85,000 per Santa, per fucking Santa. That's amazing. So then the credits kind of start, but then it cuts back, and you see them hosing off the fucking Santas, cleaning them up, and then you see them going through this training with these guys. They have them all lined up all lined up in front of them, and they're on like a powered like pallet jack.
Yeah.
So Peter and his dad and Peter's dad is like holding him, really cradling him and rubbing his head and being really sweet and nice. And you see all these fucking ex-evil elves doing the same thing. Like they're training him to be Santa. So the end result is that they're going to like sell these Santas out into the world. Because closer it gets to Christmas, the more they're like really training, and they're going to make their money.
Yeah.
Off selling off these Santas and then bringing them back after like. Brilliant.
That was so awesome.
Brilliant. Fucking awesome.
Just working with them as to like, these are going to be the kids you're dealing with. Yeah. So good.
So this film was actually it built off of two other films. So there are two short films. One came out in 2003. It's called Rare Exports Inc. And there was a sequel in 2005 called Rare Exports: The Official Safety. And basically both involved a company that traps wild Santa Clauses. Okay, because
Right.
apparently they're running wild. Trains them and then export them to local areas around the world. So that was the initial of the short films, and they just expand on that to make it one full length 100, and it's like an hour and 24 minutes or something like that film. Which I'm glad they did, because everything leading up to like that last part, because the only thing that's really left from the last part is that final like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So no, like we're gonna wrap it up, folks. Like this just jumps over the chopping block. It's hilarious.
It's so much
It's
fun.
It if you haven't watched it,
It definitely has elements of kind of suspense, kind of figuring out what's going on,
Yeah.
some weird shit. Obviously the comedy, and then it's so well shot. Like it's
gorgeous,
beautiful,
gorgeous. I don't know where the locations
and
were.
I'll throw out there the kid that played Pete. I'm just gonna call him Peter, but does an amazing job, especially near the end of the movie. He really kind of stands out because he plays so timid and just awkward through, and then kind of builds his confidence as the movie goes on to that end part where he's just like,
he's also trying
motherfuckers, I know the plan. Listen to me. And that, I thought
he's also trying to prove it to his dad too, because remember when he drops to the reindeer trap or like corral area, he's like, tell my dad what I did.
Yeah.
Like he's also trying to show his dad, like, Dad, I can help you, like, you know, because it's just the two of them.
This is definitely
their dynamic is adorable.
This is one of those movies I'll definitely add to my good horror, Christmas.
Yeah,
like
it's a solid one.
I throw this Anna. There's certain ones that just kind of stand out.
Yep, agreed. This Anna, Christmas Horror Story, Silent Night, like Black Christmas. Those are like, this is just got thrown right. It's thrown right in the mix.
Yeah,
such a good film. So hit us up at lowdownbrown.gui@gmail.com. Let us know what you think if you've seen this film. If you haven't and you go back and watch it because you've heard this, awesome. Let us know that too. We like to know we're reaching people that haven't seen these films.
I believe it should still be available on.
It should still be on Shudder and Hulu. I think Hulu. I watched it on Shudder.
Okay,
but I believe it's on
AMC
Hulu.
Plus, if that's
something like that.
Yeah.
Just Google Rare Export streaming. And
Rare Export's A Christmas Tale.
A Christmas Tale. Yeah. And just see where it's streaming. This is the day before Christmas. You got time. You got time to watch it.
Probably they'll leave it on at least till the end of the year. Yeah,
at least through January. So just let us know. Let us know what you think. If you loved the film or if you didn't. If we were wrong on the comedy part, which I do not understand, but yeah. And as always, go to GUIPodcast.com. It's day before Christmas. You ain't getting shit.
Well, you got some Christmas. You're getting some Christmas cash.
Yeah, oh.
Good way to use it.
No, that's true.
There's two good ways.
Let's see. We got go to the GUIPodcast.com, go to the links tab. First link is Amazon. You click on that link, it takes you to Amazon. You log in and shop like normal with those sweet, sweet gift cards.
Yep.
Nothing extra for you. You just get a little kickback. And it's free money. It's gift cards. You got free money.
There you go.
Fuck. And then the other way is the link right next to Amazon, TeePublic. You click on that and takes you to our merch page where we have over 44 designs.
You got that Christmas cash.
And they'll still have a sale.
Get some GUI swag.
TeePublic is pretty much running a sale nonstop through the end of the year. You get GUI swag for any of the shows under the network. Every show's got at least 2 or 3 designs, and then there's just fun, ridiculous, just nerdy, everything that is Geeks Under the Influence designs.
Yes,
up there, and you can get them on stick. Buy a sticker and magnet for like every fucking design. I'm just saying, like, just
cover your fridge.
You don't even gotta buy a shirt or a hoodie.
Cover your car, cover your fridge,
mug, or any of that good stuff. Notebook, fucking travel mug. You don't gotta buy any of that stuff. Just buy a sticker and a magnet if you want. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we're fine with that.
If you don't want to get all the sweet, super cool shit. So, and also we're on GeoPodcast.com. Check out all the other shows under the network. Every show is different. Every show has something for somebody. So we've got flavors for everybody. And until we talk to you again, embrace the madness.
Join us at GUIPodcast.com. Mike the Hobbit here,
Lowdown Brown.
inviting you to check out Geek Some of the Influence, a podcast that pairs booze with conversation with good friends.
And a little nerd culture.
We get a lot of colorful conversation out of our episodes, but it is here for everyone, no gatekeeping.
Always level up everything we do.
We'll punch up, never punch down.
Exactly.
So check out Geeks Under the Influence everywhere you get your podcasts and join us or die.
Shut the fuck up, Hobbit. Welcome to GUI Nights.
GUI Nights.
Yeah, I am Lowdown Brown. With me as always,
Mike the Hobbit.
this is the tangential side of GUI.
This is like so many of those other shows that has the after the show bit mixed with a little bit of Baywatch Nights, so it's a little sexier. It's a little bit after hours.
Also while tying it into the previous episode of GUI. So look forward to that too, because this comes out the week after the flagship hour-long episode.
So make sure to check out GUI Nights, and when you're done, you can...
Go the fuck home.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here, that's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.
In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
My name is Amy Bogard,
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
and we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as, what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIpodcast.com.